one of Baha'u'llah's younger sons entered the room where I was sitting and beckoned to me to follow him. I did so and was conducted through passages and rooms at which I scarcely had time to glance, to a spacious hall, paved, so far as I can remember, for my mind was occupied with other thoughts, with a mosaic of marble. Before a curtain suspended from the wall of this great antechamber, my conductor paused for a moment while I removed my shoes. Then, with a quick movement of the hand, he withdrew, and as I passed, replaced the curtain. And I found myself in a large apartment, along the upper end of which ran a low divan, while on the side opposite to the door were placed 2 or 3 chairs. Though I dimly suspected whither I was going and to whom I was to behold, for no distinct intimation had been given to me, a second or 2 elapsed ere, with a throb of wonder and awe, I became definitely conscious that the room was not untenanted. In the corner where the divan met the wall sat a wondrous and venerable figure, crowned with a felt headdress of the kind called Taj by dervishes, but of unusual height and make, round the base of which was wound a small white turban. The face of him on whom I gazed I can never forget, though I cannot describe it. Those piercing eyes seemed to read one's very soul. Power and authority sat on that ample brow, while the deep lines on the forehead and face implied an age which the jet-black hair and beard, flowing down in indistinguishable luxuriance almost to the waist, seemed to belie. No need to ask in whose presence I stood, as I bowed myself before one who is the object of a devotion and love which kings might envy and emperors sigh for in vain. A mild, dignified voice bade me be seated, and then continued, "Praise be to God that thou hast attained. Thou hast come to see a prisoner and an exile. We desire but the good of the world and the happiness of the nations. Yet they deem us up a stirrer of strife and sedition, worthy of bondage and banishment. That all nations should become one in faith, and all men as brothers, that the bonds of affection and unity between the sons of men should be strengthened, that diversity of religion should cease, and differences of race be annulled. What harm is there in this? Yet so it shall be. These fruitless strifes, these ruinous wars shall pass away, and the most great peace shall come. Do not you in Europe need this also? Is not this that which Christ foretold? Yet do we see your kings and rulers lavishing their treasures more freely on means for the destruction of the human race than on that which would conduce to the happiness of mankind. These strifes and this bloodshed and discord must cease, and all men be as one kindred and one family. Let not a man glory in this, that he loves his country. Let him rather glory in this, that he loves his kind." Such, so far as I can recall them, were the words which, besides many others, I heard from Baha'u'lláh. Let those who read them consider well with themselves whether such doctrines merit death and bonds, and whether the world is more likely to gain or lose by their diffusion. That first interview with Baha'u'lláh lasted about 20 minutes, during which Baha'u'lláh read some of an epistle, the authoritative translation of which follows. The purpose of the one true God, exalted be his glory, in revealing himself unto men, is to lay bare those gems that lie hidden within the mine of their true and inmost selves, that the diverse communions of the earth and the manifold systems of religious belief should never be allowed to foster the feelings of animosity among men, is, in this day, of the essence of the faith of God and his religion. These principles and laws, these firmly established and mighty systems, have proceeded from one source, and are the rays of one light. They that differ one from another is to be attributed to the varying requirements of the ages in which they were promulgated. The utterance of God is a lamp, whose light is these words: Ye are the fruits of one tree, and the leaves of one branch. Deal ye one with another with the utmost love and harmony, with friendliness and fellowship. He who is the day star of truth beareth me witness. So powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth.
God grant that the light of unity
May envelop the whole earth. And God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all its peoples, and that the seal, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all its peoples. Allahu Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Allah, 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 Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Allah, Allah. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all its peoples, and that the seal, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all its peoples. Allahu Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Allah, 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 Ya Bahá'u'lláh, Ya Bahá'u'lláh,